Dia de los Muertos is a Mexican holiday celebrated on November 1st and 2nd, honoring loved ones through music, food, and altars. This celebration is said to help a spirit's journey into the afterlife and reconnect them back to the overworld. A key symbol of this celebration that you may recognize is the clothing, which reflects both the cultural heritage of the Aztecs and other symbols such as skeletons. The clothing worn during Dia de los Muertos originates from a blend of indigenous and Spanish influences, with each piece carrying deep symbolism from the kind of colors used to the intricate flower designs that connect us to the living spirits. This new generation of people are taking these historical traditions and evolving them to fit modern styles while still representing the culture and beauty of Dia de los Muertos. I personally cherish this celebration as I grew up surrounded by the beauty and culture, and through further research I find it very necessary to share with you guys how these garments carry stories, beliefs, and traditions into the world through their rich history. With that foundation, we'll first explore the fashion's origins in Dia de los Muertos, then we're going to discuss the meanings of symbols used in clothing, and lastly, we're going to see how the contemporary garments continue to evolve while keeping traditions alive. Let's begin by first examining Dia de los Muertos history and how its clothing and prints emerged. It's important to recognize that Dia de los Muertos originated in Mexico and blends All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day with the influence from Aztecs, Spanish colonizers, and religious influence. According to History.com in 2018, Dia de los Muertos has its origins in pre-Columbian Mesoamerican rituals honoring the dead, honored both the deceased and a goddess known as Mictecactul, the Lady of the Dead, where offerings helped guide the deceased through the afterlife. Spanish colonization blended these customs with Catholic practices, shaping the modern celebration. This fusion of beliefs helped shape the modern Dia de los Muertos celebration that we know today, especially with the clothing that you see associated with this holiday. However, no significant representative clothing was worn during Dia de los Muertos until the 19th century, with the emergence of La Catrina. As stated by PBS in 2023, she originated from Jose Guadalupe Posada, who first drew La Catrina, and eventually his work was rediscovered by a big figure in the Mexican Renaissance who re-showcased La Catrina and helped her gain traction across Mexico and the US. Although La Catrina was first made to mock indigenous women who dressed extravagantly to pass as the upper class, Origin Mexico states in 2022 that she was made as skeletons since, as Jose Guadalupe Posada stated, death is democratic, and since in the end, blonde, brunette, rich or poor, all people in the end up being skulls. La Catrina was pushed as the forefront of Dia de los Muertos as her skeleton nature represents spirituality and how death is a natural part of life. Her dress and eccentric hat all quickly became iconic, and others began to incorporate other symbols to further present Mexico's beautiful heritage. Now, with this historical context in mind, let's explore the deeper significance of the fashion worn during Dia de los Muertos. The deeper significance of Dia de los Muertos fashion, as you already may be aware, some common symbols used in Dia de los Muertos, but do you know the deeper meanings behind them? For example, in Dia de los Muertos, colors are symbolic as each one holds a designated meaning. From death to joy, each color is integrated into our clothing now as a way to show remnants of Mexico's perspective on celebrating the ones that we've lost. One prominent color is purple, and it represents despair to recognize the grief experienced when losing a loved one. On the contrary, pink represents joy and happiness to reflect that we should be celebrating the lives and legacies left behind by those who've passed. Other important colors are yellow and orange, and they are used to represent light, and they are used to link a path between spirits and the living, and orange is said to be the only color that spirits can see. All of these colors, along with many others, come together to add a bright tone to the celebration and help us to honor our loved ones. Garments will include these colors to reflect the beliefs and values attached to Dia de los Muertos that Mexico created so long ago. Colors aside, another kind of design that is crucial in altars and decorations are also heavily featured on Dia de los Muertos clothes is marigolds. Marigolds are used to guide loved ones back to them due to their bright color and scent. According to an article titled How Marigolds Became a Symbol for Dia de los Muertos, the flowers have a rich musky smell that is believed to be strong enough to help souls find their way to their loved ones. Clothing includes embroideries of the flower and garments that come to the marigold color to reflect this, as it helps provide a link between spirits and their loved ones. Apart from clothing, a major accessory we see in Dia de los Muertos is the calavera, or skull face painting, which carries its own meaning as well. As we talked about earlier, the rise of La Catrina influenced most of the costumes that you will see today. The impersonators and recreators of La Catrina show a representation of the duality of life and showcase loved ones in their new forms in the afterlife. People now paint their faces in order to celebrate the cycle of life, serving as a reminder that we're all skeletons in the end. Others will paint half of their faces to display both life and death to express the duality of the overworld and the underworld. The face paint could also represent a loved one, which serves as a physical reminder that people carry. However, it's also helping to build a connection to their loved ones through colors and designs. Now, let's take a closer look at how Dia de los Muertos fashion has evolved in society, reflecting modern times while still staying true to its roots. Over time, the Dia de los Muertos fashion has evolved with modern influences, yet it remains deeply rooted in its historical and cultural significance. Wearing embroidered dresses, flower crowns, and calavera face painting is popular. However, modern adaptations include these aesthetics and symbols and styles like streetwear nowadays. By having the option to represent Dia de los Muertos in everyday fashion and accessories, this helps people embrace the opportunity to preserve their cultural identity. Anything from simple earrings or a t-shirt can help to keep traditions alive and connect people to their heritage. And now we get to see modern brands and companies pushing Dia de los Muertos culture into everyday wear. In today's world, fashion is a great way to embrace international customs and culture. For Dia de los Muertos, many brands have worked to pay homage to the holiday and honor the rich culture. For example, a major brand, Adidas, launched a Dia de los Muertos collection featuring their signature sambas and crazy chaos 2000 styles with the symbolic marigolds, calavera design and stitching, and the representative colors of Dia de los Muertos. As stated on the Adidas website, these Adidas sneakers pay tribute to Mexican tradition with colorful touches that celebrate the Day of the Dead. It's a beautiful example of how they were able to incorporate modern styles and feature cultural aspects to honor traditions in everyday wear. It can appeal to everyone and help promote Mexico's heritage in a classic and cool display. And it's a really great option since people can rock their culture in stylish ways while keeping the practicality and comfort of clothes and accessories that they can wear anywhere, including work and school. In conclusion, today we explored the rich history of Dia de los Muertos garments and their deep cultural significance and their evolution to the modern world. The vibrant clothing of Dia de los Muertos is more than just attire. It's a beautiful tapestry woven with stories of love, remembrance, and cultural pride. As we honor our ancestors, we also celebrate the heritage that shapes who we are today. Let us embrace and admire this tradition, carrying forward the vibrant spirits of those who came before us. Thank you.